This is the Hendrix College Baseball Coaches Show. I'm Eric Holt. I'm here with Neil Groat. You guys took 2 out of 3 from Barry over the weekend in Georgia. Talk a little bit about that series, Coach.
We had another really good road performance in conference play this past week. The trip to Barry is always an interesting one. It's a long bus ride. I've told a number of people we spent 8 hours, maybe 8.5 hours on the road on Thursday, 5 states, and it never stopped raining one time. So kind of an added wrinkle to everything. It had to move the series up because of the threat of bad weather on Sunday over in Georgia, so played Friday, Saturday. Took 2 of 3 in game 1. Didn't play well at all. I mean, truthfully, got our teeth kicked in. We were flat. We looked like a team that had traveled the day before and really performed pretty poorly across the board. But, a huge credit to our players in that we bounced back very, very well in the second game. Lost, I'm not even sure what the final was in the first game, 12-0, I believe, maybe 11-0. Bounced back and won 6-1. Played very, very well in the second game. Got a great pitching performance from Will Nickel. Some really key hitting. Very proud of our guys in that after a bad game, we bounced back and scored 3 runs before they even had the opportunity to hit there in the second game and played very well. Came out on Sunday, got down 3-0 after 2, and was just really proud of the resolve that our players showed. Came back and scored 3 at the top of the third to even the game. 5 then in the fourth, 2 in the fifth, 2 in the sixth, and it was just cruise control from there on out. Ended up winning 12-6. We're able to kind of cruise down the stretch and to win a very important road series. So now that we've taken 2 of 3 on the road from Rhodes, 2 of 3 on the road from Barry. It's put us in a very, very good position moving forward now for the rest of SAA play.
Offense kind of clicked this weekend. It's been mostly the young guys that have been doing it. Talk about the offense and those young players.
Well, it's kind of a young group as a whole from an offensive perspective. There's not a senior hitter in our group. But you're right, we were paced very, very well this past weekend. Tanner Cooper and Jorge Leon, on the left side of our infield, each freshman, each hit over 500. On Saturday, Jorge was 5 for 6. Tanner was 4 for 5. Drew Judson, who's our second baseman, he's a sophomore and he's hitting close to 400, and he was only 3 for 6 in in game 3. So that looks like the lower number of everything, but obviously 3 hits is fantastic. So it has been a bunch of young guys, and then there's even other young players who may not have the statistical output that some of the other guys do, but they've had really good at bats as well. Matthew Lillard continues to be very clutch for us. Marshall Nichols showing really good progress as the season's going on with his approach at the plate and his execution of things. Some mainstays of our lineup for the last few years, Wyatt Hogan in the 3-hole playing left field has been very, very solid. We've talked before about Justin Robeson, our catcher behind the plate. Jake Wiegand's coming on well as of late over at first base. So it was great to get Jared McCauley back in the lineup this past weekend. So, everybody's kind of pulling their weight, doing their job, and doing, whatever's asked of them, and putting together some really good team at bats and some really good offensive output. And that's been very fun to see that development over the first month or so of the season.
And 4 games coming up, 1 tonight against Ozarks. First time at home. You've already played them twice this year. And then a weekend SAA series against Oglethorpe. Mm-hmm. All of those are important, but it's nice to be home. Talk a little bit about this one.
Absolutely, it is fun to be at home. We were supposed to have a midweek series Tuesday, Wednesday against GT Dallas. And, the week of rain last weekend kind of threw us for a wrench, and we couldn't lock in travel plans with them just with some field uncertainties. Very happy that we were able to bring those Arcs in tonight so that we can get a midweek game. We're getting to the time of the year when practice isn't a whole lot of fun. Baseball is a sport that's meant to be played almost every day. Once you get past about 2 or maybe 3 days of practice in a week, it's kind of bland and boring, especially in the back half of the season, which is right what we're getting into now. So happy to be able to play Ozarks at home tonight. Absolutely cannot look past that, but yes, we do have a very important home series coming up against Oglethorpe. I told our players Saturday after our win, congratulations, you're 4-2 in the league. You've won 2 road series from teams that people maybe thought had the chance to win the league, but you're not going to sneak up on anybody anymore. If we did sneak up on someone, that's a thing that's not going to happen anymore. Oglethorpe is a very good ball club. Coach Giordano's made unbelievable strides and progress with them here in the last 2 or 3 years, and I'm really happy for him and for that program. It's been fun to see, and we know that we're going to get another really stiff challenge this weekend. It starts our spring break. It's our first home SAA series. There's a lot of really good things going on, but we got to show up and we got to play to our potential and our ability, and if we do that, then it should be a really fun next stretch of games.
All right, Coach, thank you very much.
Thank you, Eric.